What up? David here from dogoodcoaching, and what I want to talk to you about today is becoming that better version of yourself. So this is a continuation from my previous video on the process of becoming a better person. So today's video is about maintenance, maintaining what you have in terms of that level you've reached with becoming a better person and preserving that skills and those qualities you've attained and building upon them. So really the main thing here, the main angle to come from is to come from a place of honesty and authenticity. This really is my premise, my outlook on essentially anything we do and everything I preach. It's coming from that higher self, but coming from within. You're not being fake, you're not being manipulative, you're being true to yourself, your true values, your true vision in life. And once you know that, and not many of us truly do know who we really are and what we represent in our true values, and we don't always operate from that place of integrity and honesty and authenticity, but once you do, then you'll start to see results in all areas of your life. So if you don't already know who you are and perhaps your strengths, your weaknesses, your weak points, and the opportunities that you can build upon, then I encourage you to do so. Maintenance is about preserving what you have, building upon it, and ensuring that you stay where you are, because old habits die hard. So if you don't stick to something for long enough, you will go back to your bad habits, to the habits that have dragged you down in life, that have made you not succeed or get to the level you wanted to previously before. To get into a habit, it takes 30 days or longer, so you need to keep at it, and I really encourage you to do so. Watch this video, write down plans, keep a calendar, keep a diary, have friends call you up, whatever it takes, just stick on it and you will get there in the end. So I will take you on to the main segment of today's video. As becoming this revised better person, here are some steps and tips to do so. So right now, you can pause this video, take a pen and paper and write down who you are right now. Like, who are you? What defines you? What's in your life right now? What's good about it? What's bad about it? And what do you want to change? Write down who you were before, and if who you were before is who you are now, that can be the same point. So try and go deep here. Try and think who you were before. Try and think of maybe even something that you did before that was wrong and something you've learned from the process. Simple as that. And the main point onto this is who you want to become. Who do you want to be in the future, which is leading from actions now. What do you want to do? What actions do you want to take? Do you want to become a leader? Do you want to be someone that inspires others? Do you want to help other people? Or maybe you just want to be someone who has more of a kind of positive outlook on life. Here are some other kind of tips I live by in terms of becoming that better person. So first kind of point is, don't judge other people. Now, that's very easy to say, and you may even be watching this saying, I don't judge other people, I would never do such a thing. But we all do it. It's not possible to not judge people completely. For example, you may meet someone who has ginger hair, or they may have a scar on their face, and you're not used to that. Your family dynamic, you may have brown hair, or you may have just normal skin. As long as you accept that person is different, then that's fine. But if you start judging them, saying or thinking, why are they like that? Why are they different? That's not right. Or even worse, why are they got different color skin? Judging by creed or race or sexual preference, that's wrong, and cut that out, because that's low consciousness, that's low vibrational behavior, and that isn't the do good way. So again, this kind of leads on to my other point of treat others how you want to be treated yourself. And the main point here is having respect. Respect for yourself, respect for others. We're all part of this bigger world. And we need to, live together as harmoniously as possible. And I know that's impossible at times. And I know in certain places, in certain regions, that's very unlikely to happen. However, as someone who is striving to become a better person, you should try to avoid that conflict when you can. Treat others with respect kind of goes without saying, but so often do I see people in maybe in workplaces or just going about day-to-day life, and there's just a general lack of respect. It's a very kind of like, you owe me this, I expect this in return, and I'm taking it. I'm not saying thank you, I'm not saying please. And again, that's low, it's just low value. You should always congratulate someone, even if it's just someone doing their job, as they're contributing to your daily life. Even if they're having a bad day, you should always try to come from the paradigm of, hey, at least you're trying. I know that's super, super hard to do, but I guarantee you will feel a lot better if you're coming from a place of positivity rather than negativity, of hate. So don't do that. Show respect, and you are more likely to receive it. So another point is, which kind of goes on to the more existential point of awareness and consciousness, is being aware of your surroundings, not considering just yourself, but considering the wider world, considering other people, other beings. So often I see people and they are very much within themselves. They only care about themselves, whether in interactions. I mean, they passively listen and they're passively talking back, but there's no sort of investment there. Rarely. They don't really care. They're more sort of like, I don't really care. I'm more about focused on me. And as someone who's giving value, you want to be able to give value, as in, this is me, this is what I have to offer. But when someone's telling you about themselves, you go, oh, that's really cool. Like, I may not be able to relate to that, but that's really interesting. And so often I see people lacking the key word here, which is empathy. If you lack empathy, you are not able to relate to people on a kind of deep emotional level. And a lot of interactions I see, people kind of lack that. Then there's this sort of discord, this dissonance between people, between interactions. And if you want to become a better person, that higher version of yourself, you want to be able to relate, whether that's in relationships or in jobs or with new people you've met, making new friends, or even in family life. This relates across the board. So my final point here is self-love, not self-hate. So I constantly preach about self-love because it really is the kind of the core of you becoming that better person. It's once you truly love yourself and understand who you are and what you have to offer the world in terms of value, then that becomes a lot more attractive. People want to be around someone who knows who they are, who has that clear boundaries, who has that energy about them. Whereas if you have that kind of that low energy, that low consciousness, that's not attractive. People don't want to be around that. It's not inspirational. It's not attractive. Once you know who you are, once you are giving yourself that nourishment, whether that's an investment in knowledge, books, courses, or through traveling, perhaps, even self-traveling, or meeting new people, putting yourself into situations that challenge you. Maybe they're not comfortable all the time, but challenge you and help you grow. All these things that help you develop as a person, and at the end of the journey, you'll end up saying, wow, I've grown a lot, I've learnt new skills, I've learned how to cope a lot better than I did in my past, in that previous version, or versions that I hated. I don't even recognize myself now. And if you don't recognize yourself, the chances are other people won't either, and that's usually a good thing. If you're aiming to improve yourself, that's a good thing. So self-love, not self-hate. So if you like what you heard today, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to help it grow. Once again, this has been David from Do Good Coaching. Until next time.